It's hard to believe that the classic song Summer of '69 first hit radio waves over 20 years ago. Well, the man behind the sixth string is here in our studio. Superstar Bryan Adams joins us now to tell us about his brand new CD and his venture into professional photography. Thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor to be here with you
nice
today.
To see you.
20 years, I can't believe it. Does it feel like 20 years, honestly?
I don't really like to think about it. You know, I just sort of think forward. I don't think back.
Okay.
When we first started out, it was actually 30 years ago.
Wow.
So I definitely don't want to think back that far.
You don't look a day over 27. How is this possible? Now, looking at the cover of the new album, Bryan Adams 11, kind of an enigmatic title. What's the story behind the 11?
It's my 11th studio album, and I've done lots of other like unplugged and live records and things, but this was my 11th complete album of original studio material. And
11 songs?
11 songs.
11 songs. Is each song 11 minutes?
I wish it was.
Okay, that would be very long. And how do you sort of get the inspiration for 11 tracks? Do you have co-writers on it, or is it, you know, all original music?
I mean, what happens is songs evolve over a certain period of time. If it was a year or a year and a half, and then you start recording them. And as I always have, this album is just like any other album I've ever done. It's the best 10 or 12 songs I could, or in this case 11 songs.
Right.
I could put together in a year and a half.
It could be 10 and a half songs. We'll round it up to 11.
Next album, I'm going to go down.
Right, exactly. Now, a lot of people don't know this about you. You have many passions aside from music that you sort of excel in. Charity work, sort of a big part of your life.
I started a foundation a couple of years ago. Which,
tell us about that.
Well, it's called the Bryan Adams Foundation, and we help a lot of people around the world. The theme of the foundation is helping people help people. So, you know, some people are trying to realize their for example, we're building a school in Africa right now, and we got lots of different projects we focus on, mostly to do with children.
It's nice. It's nice.
And education, yeah.
Split your time. You're also working with Annie Lennox on something called Peace One Day, a specific concert. Tell our viewers about that.
The idea is they're trying to create a holiday where it's, you know, peace one day. Everyone thinks about peace.
Right.
Everything stops for peace. Great idea.
It is a great idea. Sure, you know what it means, especially from the title.
Yeah.
And speaking of Annie Lennox, more and more passions coming about. Bryan, photography. You shot Annie Lennox's cover for her latest album?
Yeah, I photographed her. Well, I mean, I've been doing pictures for the last 10 years, and I work for many different magazines, and so occasionally, you know, something like this will happen, and so working with Annie was one of the great things.
So how did sort of this passion develop, photography? How did it come about?
It sort of just by...
No pun intended, developed.
Yeah. It happened on tour, to be honest, you know, because I was always documenting my work and using my, band and crew as subjects, and then eventually started doing things like tour programs, album covers of my own, and then forward into doing some work for breast cancer. I did a book for raising awareness. I did one in America here called American Women with Calvin Klein. And we raised money for the Sloan Kettering Hospital here in New York.
Great.
And so from doing charity work to working with major publications.
And speaking of which, you've also shot something for the Hear the World, not Heal the World, Hear the World.
It's a foundation to raise awareness for hearing. So, you know, I do like to tip my toe into various things that have to do with helping people.
So what's that like, sort of an exhibition, an entire gallery filled with all Bryan Adams photos?
There are photographs specifically about people, working a gesture like this. And so in my work, when I'm working with other people, at the end of a session, I would say, hey, how do you feel about, doing something for charity? And then everybody says yes.
Now these pictures, they're going to be auctioned off, yes or no?
I think they are. There's like an online auction, yeah, people can bid for them.
Okay.
In the exhibition, there are people like Rod Stewart, Annie Lennox, Amy Winehouse, Mick Jagger.
Wow.
I mean, lots of different people.
Okay, so I should just do a Google search on the internet, I'm sure.
Yeah, go on Google and check it out.
And how do you sort of separate these passions, your photography, your music? Do they ever sort of come together, or are they sort of separate in your heart?
Here's what happens. If I know I'm coming to New York, for example, I know that if I'm doing a date or a show here, I'll arrange other things to do here. Because one of the things about being on tour is there's a lot of downtime. So, yes, you've got your show at nighttime, but you have all this time in the day to do other things.
I've always wondered that. What do you do all day? You can't be jamming all day long. You have to conserve your voice and everything.
So I do other things, and photography is one of them.
And another thing that you do, I don't know how you find the time, you have your own magazine?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. I had no idea.
It's a magazine based out of Germany, and it's called Zoo Magazine, and you can see it at zoomagazine.de. And
what's the hook of the magazine?
It's an art it's my art project. It's my playground.
Okay.
And together with another gentleman from Amsterdam, we made this magazine up, and you know, it's interesting.
Is it a monthly, a weekly?
No, it's a quarterly.
Oh, a quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray Liotta was recently in an issue. Tell us about that.
I just photographed Ray Liotta for the cover of the magazine, and it'll be coming out actually this month.
Great.
Yep.
And I'm just curious, what's sort of celebrities' reactions when they say, okay, you're going to be doing this photo shoot, and Bryan Adams, you know, the famous singer, he's going to be your photographer?
Sometimes people go,
right. Same guy, or?
Are you no. You're not the same.
Right.
Singer? The singer? What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess they're a little, but then I guess they warm up to it, huh?
Yeah. It's normally interesting, so.
And also, speaking of your photography, you scored a 2008 Guess ad campaign?
Yeah, I've been shooting for Guess jeans. In fact, the ones that are coming up now are all pictures I've taken for Guess.
Do you wear Guess jeans?
Occasionally, if I can get them out of the wardrobe truck.
I'm just teasing. So tell us about sort of, you know, your charity work, your photography, your music. What inspires each individual passion?
Well, the idea for me is just about constantly being busy, constantly being creative. You know, I like the idea of always occupying my time with something. If it's not music, it's something artistic. And
does one come more naturally to you than the other? Let's say
music for sure.
Does.
I mean,
okay.
yeah, and I love to tour. We've been touring America all summer.
Okay.
We had a great summer here, and we're going to continue into well into the autumn, into Christmas, and then I'm hoping to stay until the end of the spring.
So with the,
because America's a big place,
right?
Let me tell you.
With the 3 minutes that you have left in your day, Daly, are you thinking about maybe acting, writing a book? I mean, come on, go for the whole thing.
No.
Keep
Actually,
going.
I don't really want to do that.
Okay.
I'm really happy, sort of more below the radar than I am in front. So, you know, making music is as far forward as I want to go.
What is on Bryan Adams' iPod?
Right now, well, my music on my iPod is things like Ray Charles, Donny Hathaway, Sam Cooke, James Brown, R&B.
Lots of fun having you here, Bryan. Much continued success. And the CD can be found in Walmart across the country. Again, good luck with all of your endeavors. And we're going to leave you right now with a clip of Bryan's latest music video off of 11. It's called I Thought I'd Seen Everything. You're watching GMA Now.